morning. I'm Lylah Sparks, your Economic Development Representative with East Central Electric. Welcome to Local Ladle. This morning, my guest is Angela Wilson. She is the CEO and President of the Chamber of Commerce of the Greater Muskogee area. Welcome.
Hello, welcome. Glad to be here today.
I'm glad that you came to cook with us and talk with us.
Thank you. It's exciting. Lylah called me and said, "Do you want to cook?" I said, "Absolutely."
We're actually cooking one of her favorite dishes, tomato pie.
It is. It's a summer staple, one of my favorite in my household. It's easy, it's yummy, and it's just practical.
Well, let's get started. I've got the oven already set at 350.
Correct.
And I have an unbaked pie crust in it, and I'm pre-baking it.
Yes, and you can get the frozen pie crust, or you can do a homemade pie crust. You put it in your dish, poke some holes so it doesn't pop over, and put it in the oven for 10 minutes on 350.
Good. Okay, so what are we going to do next?
We're going to slice our tomatoes. You can use whatever you have on hand, whatever came out of your garden. That's why in the summer it's so great because you can get yellow tomatoes, green tomatoes, just farm garden tomatoes are always the best. You can use cherry tomatoes, whatever you have on hand. So we're going to slice them up, and then we're going to lay them out and salt them so that all of the juices get out of the tomato, because you don't want a juicy tomato for once. You want all those juices because it will make your crust mushy on the bottom.
Well, while you're slicing that up, can you tell me what your job duties are as CEO and President of the Chamber?
Sure. Well, no day is the same. Today, like this, I get to come cook. Kind of whatever lays in my lap. People call me, I might need to go to a meeting. But a lot of what I do is figure out what our businesses and our members need, and we help them with that. So if it's on a community board, if it's a community meeting, or helping a small business, helping a large business, we're there for them, figuring out what their needs are. So it could be anything. So you just never know what you're gonna get into. We have 4 staff in our office, and so we have a membership manager. So she's busy visiting with members, recruiting new members, visiting with existing members, because what the Chamber is, we're a membership-based organization, so we work for our members. So whatever our members need, that's what we do.
Well, you've helped me a lot when I've called and we've needed to meet with partners in the area or get together, have a place to have a meeting at. You've always been really helpful.
Thank you. I would say we don't know everything, but we probably know someone who does. So we will help make those connections, help you find the resources that you might need for your business, large or small again. And we have a variety of events and programs throughout the year that we host to get those members together, to network, to learn from each other, to grow those relationships in Muskogee.
That sounds great. So are we done with the tomatoes?
We're done with the tomatoes, so we're gonna let them sit. Lylah's got them salted, and we'll get those juices dried out. And while those are sitting, we'll mix all the other ingredients for the topping together.
Cool. Okay, Angela, I've got you a bowl. Show me how you mix all this up.
Sure, it is really difficult, not really. But you're gonna take your cheddar cheese, put it in the bowl, and you can use whatever cheeses that you prefer. Sometimes this is mozzarella, sometimes I'll throw in Gouda, sometimes I'll throw in Parmesan. Again, whatever you have on hand, that's what makes this recipe great. And then you're gonna mix in some sour cream to the cheese. I know some people are like, oh, this does not look great, but trust the process here. And then you're gonna mix in some mayonnaise and some salt and pepper. And you're gonna just mix this all up, and you can add in, if you wanna add in some paprika, some Italian seasoning, whatever your kind of taste buds prefer, it's wide open.
This one, there. That looks good.
So
it looks real good. But while you're stirring that up, what's stirring in Muskogee? What's going on in Muskogee?
Muskogee has lots going on right now. The Chamber, we're busy gearing up for this year. And we're busy working with the City of Muskogee Foundation. We have our Muskogee Means More campaign. It's an economic development study that was done a few years ago. And they're taking steps to figure out what Muskogee needs and to build on those.
Okay, I've got the pie crust out of the oven, And now we're going to start layering.
Yep, we're gonna put our tomatoes in, layer them in. You can also add onions and basil if you have fresh basil on hand, and then we're gonna put our cheese mixture on top of that.
Looks good. How does the chamber help with economic development in your area?
Sure. So our chamber specifically does not have a contract with anyone or the city to do economic development recruitment.
Mm-hmm.
We are involved in it. Port Muskogee does all of our industrial development in Muskogee, and then the city of Muskogee does all the retail development. So we assist them with those projects as needed. But we help our members when they have an expansion or a development that's not necessarily huge, but it's huge for those businesses. So we assist our members with expansion of their existing businesses or new ones as well. We have the resources, to help refer out. If it's an SBDC referral, they have a new business starting out, or they need, a new website built. That's a form of development in a business. So that.
Especially if they have certain needs or they're asking for something particular.
Yeah, and Port Muskogee lately they are on fire. They're awesome. They've made a lot of big announcements lately on their end, and we're there to help them with those as needed. They call us, and we're right there to assist them. It's a great partnership, and that's what really we're all about, is how partnering with people and how we can all help each other.
Well, it sounds like you have to work with a lot of different people. And everybody has different interests and different personalities. How do you balance working with all the different people involved?
We do. And sometimes it's a learned skill over time, but you really have to get to know your friends, your mentors, your members, and the people that you work with, your partners. And so you learn what they want, they need, and you try to be there to assist with them. And sometimes we can't always be there for everything, but we can be there to talk with them, talk through it, maybe say, hey, go visit Lylah at East Central. She can help you out with that. So we really just try to be there and get to know people. I think, and you can't know everyone on a really deep level, but it just takes time.
Well, I know that you do more than some chambers and less than others.
Sure, and every chamber is different. You're going to have your smaller chambers that do your festivals, your parades, and you're going to have your middle-sized chambers, probably like we are, that do, just work for our members, that have programs and events for our members. And then you're going to have your larger chambers that are very heavily legislatively involved, economic development involved, and we're partners with them as well. We're a partner with the Tulsa Chamber on their One Voice legislative agenda, and we partner with our area chambers as well. We're stronger together. So partnerships are key.
Well, we've got it ready.
Sure.
Let's put it in the oven at 350 for 30 minutes. Thank you. Well, it smells good. Well, how long have you been at the chamber?
So I've been at the Muskogee Chamber for 12 years now, and I've been in this current role as president and CEO for a little over 4 years.
So what changes have happened while you've been in that role?
Sure. We've had a couple changes over the past 4 years. When I got in and 2 months on the job, COVID happened. And I'm like, what have I done? Why did I do this? So we've had to make some changes, evaluate what we did currently, and what we needed to kind of mold in and make our chamber new. We did last year celebrate our 100th year as a chamber.
Awesome.
So that's exciting. And we also were certified as one of 7 chambers in the state as a certified chamber through the Oklahoma Chamber of Commerce Executives.
That's a lot different than other chambers.
Yes, it's a lot of paperwork, crossing your T's, dotting your I's, and making sure you have everything in line to be a solid chamber.
And what do you tell people? What does that do for the chamber, having that?
Sure, it can ensure that our chamber is solid. Our accounting-wise, our policies, what we do as a chamber is all intact and it's solid.
That's great.
Yes,
That's great.
it's
I know
exciting.
you're excited.
And actually this year, I've gotten thrown into the role of the board chair for the Oklahoma Chamber of Commerce Executives. So it's exciting, it's fun, and it's just a great resource for all the chambers in Oklahoma to be a part of.
Yeah. And I'm sure that you probably network with chambers in other states too.
Absolutely. Last year I completed this Institute for Organizational Management through the U.S. Chamber, and it was a great time. It's a 4-year program, and I built a network of chamber executives throughout the United States. So I call them almost on a weekly basis if I have a question or a problem, and I call my Oklahoma colleagues as well. We're all pretty close together as well, and tight-knit, and call each other, text each other with questions, but it's a great group of people, and we're always there for each other.
Okay, time's up. Let's get the pie out. Smells wonderful.
It sure does.
Looks pretty. Okay, I'm gonna.
And if you're going to serve this real quick,
Uh-huh.
you can put fresh basil on the top if you really want to make it look pretty, like it came from the Food Network kitchen. You can certainly do that. Make it your own.
Oh, I bet basil would be good. Okay, I'm gonna give you this plate.
Thank you.
And some utensils. It sounds like you have a lot of passion for what you do, Angela.
I do. I love it. I got into the chamber world about 14 years ago, having no idea what a chamber of commerce was. I was a tourism director in Coffeyville, Kansas, if anyone knows where that is. And I got into, they have tourism in the chamber, and I just loved it. And then as time evolved and I was in there longer, I just love helping other chambers. I love helping other nonprofits and businesses as well. It's always just a good reward when you see your help and their passion and their work come to fruition.
Well, how many members does the chamber have?
We have around 475 members at the Muskogee Chamber.
Well, I'm proud to say we're a chamber member too.
Yes, and you guys are super involved, and we always appreciate your involvement and your assistance and your participation.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm anxious to try this.
Let me know, and I'll cook you one again.
It is so good. I'm so glad you came on today. I'm so glad that you shared this dish with us. And thank you for tuning in to Local Ladle. And if you decide to make this dish, please take a picture of it and send it to us on social media.
I hope everyone enjoys it as much as I do, and Lylah does now too.
And remember, if you want to get involved, call your local chamber.
Exactly. If you're in the Muskogee area, muskogeechamber.org is where you can find us, or just Google your town's chamber as well. And I do encourage you to get involved with your local chamber.
Thank you, Angela.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Bye.